I am Rafa Benitez. You are watching the Redmen TV.
Right, okay, so we're going to go on now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 19. See how I started counting in my head? Good. Been doing this a while, you know. I'm just going to write it down in case I forget, though, yeah.
So there's 19. But Kevin Stewart hits the age to have to be registered, doesn't he?
He is 22 now. Do you think he does get registered?
He's just been offered a new contract.
How many English players have we got in here? Or trained, sorry, homegrown?
British.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's interesting. That probably means, sorry,
Joe Allen will
sorry,
get sold.
Joe, you're getting sold, mate. What do you reckon we're getting for Joe Allen? 5 million quid.
What was his contract?
His contract.
I think you said it's into the last year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 6 million.
4 or 5.
4 to 5 million, I reckon so. And I think
that's good
Joe would be
value.
happy
That's a
with that,
that's a
to be
steal.
perfectly
Come and
honest
buy
with
him. I feel like this is a bit like bargain hunt or something like that, isn't
you.
it?
Flog it more like.
Flog it. Don't get done, get done.
Man, we watch some shit telly. Teen Angel and fucking what?
Some shout outs today.
That's ridiculous, mate. Okay, Brad Smith needs registering.
Right, here's an interesting one. I think Brad Smith's an attacking left back.
Yeah.
In that mould of, you know, what we were talking before. So I think, again, he might be someone who gets moved on if we keep Moreno, because to fill that spot with a different utility type left back. If we get a really big bid for Moreno, we'll keep Smith as the attacking left back option. I think we're keeping Moreno, so I think Smith goes.
I just, you know what, I've really liked seeing Smith develop this season and that, but there's about a year and a half between them. Moreno's a better left back than Smith.
Already.
And that's that. Like, you know, there's not a 5-year gap
He's
where Smith's
scarily
going to
old,
get
isn't he?
amazing. That's it. That's the point, isn't it? Look, as I say, there's a 1.5, 2-year gap. He's not going to improve massively. He's never going to be the value that Alberto Moreno is going to be, whether you like it or not. I don't think he's ever getting sold for 12, 13 million pounds his entire career.
It's probably
Moreno's just a better left back,
Yeah.
and you know, Moreno's got problems. That's it. Like, he's probably got 99 problems. Smith ain't one.
Yeah. End the show. Cut. Fade out. Just go. Just roll credits. It's over.
So we are now looking at some gaping holes in the squad, mate. Well, first of all, I wanted to ask you a question. How much do you think this war chest is going to be? Because a war chest to me doesn't seem like 60 million quid. I'm thinking 100 plus.
Yeah.
Rodgers had a war chest. That was 100 million, wasn't it? He spent on
Yeah.
players because he had the Spurs line famously.
Yeah, and it's come back to haunt him. Oh, God, football's insane, and I think as football fans, we've all, especially Premier League supporting football fans, we've just got to throw out these million figures because they're not going to make sense at all. Like I said before, Bournemouth, teams who were traditionally smaller, who came up into the Premier League, they didn't throw about money. They used to do £4 or £5 million signings. They paid 8.5 million for Tyrone Mings, broke their transfer record. They paid 10 million for Benik Afobe.
What was the question, Aubrey?
I'm going to tell you in a sec. Right.
You're going to tell me the question?
I'm going to tell you the question in a
Just
second.
answer the fucking question.
Afobe is like £18 million if they buy him. That's Bournemouth. So I think you're talking 200 million. If they're saying a ridiculous war chest, the biggest war chest that our Liverpool clubs ever had, our Liverpool players ever had to spend, and we're buying the type of players we need, we're shopping in the 40 to 50 million pound player market.
You think the war chest is 200
No, I
million
don't.
pounds?
I think that's what a war chest is. If you're going to come out and make the brave statement to win
Come on,
the Premier
what's the
League,
war chest?
I think they're
What
going
did
to do
Liverpool
us
have in the
over.
summer?
I think they're going to do us over, and they're going to say under 100. I think it's going to be 100 at max,
I think
and that's not a war
if they say
chest.
it's the biggest transfer kitty that any Liverpool managers had, that to me, in Liverpool speak, is £1 million more than Brendan Rodgers had.
So 101, 102.
That's it. That's just.
And then do you think that's...
You've run sale that you've done exactly what you said. It is the biggest. It is a war chest.
There you go.
There's no way we're going to spend £200 million. We're not Manchester United.
Yeah.
We can't fit that much money away. So let's go 100 million roughly.
Now, do you think that is exclusive of incomings or including incomings?
I think that'll be. I think, to be perfectly honest with you, that'll include what we sell.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of Liverpool fans have an issue with FSG, and you know, you talk about it and you say, oh, okay, because you can look at it and you can be like, but they've spent money, and they have. They spent £30 million on Benteke, they've spent £20 million on Lovren, which is really heartbreaking when you say sentences like that. But also, that included big sales. You know, we've sold Sterling and we've sold sold Suarez for good money in that time. And that's the worry. I want that figure. If they're coming out and saying we're giving Jurgen Klopp a huge war chest, he's going to promise to win the league, which he has done in his first press conference when he signed for the club, and we're going to give him the resources and the tools to do that. I want 100 million and money from sales, because I think to compete, and the reason why I talked about Bournemouth are right down the bottom, and they're spending 30, 40, 50 million pound. So if we're spending 100 million, we're only spending double what Bournemouth are doing, and that's going to change even more insane when every team gets the lowest placed team gets 82 million pound in the Premier League next year because of the new TV money. So 100 million if it's recouped by pulling players out the squad.
Well, we've recouped their 35 million quid, so that would say 65. I think it may be more like 70, 75. We're giving plus whatever.
So
we
115,
recoup.
120.
But maybe I think we that might not all go through anyway. So I think around about 100 million pounds. But we've got some big holes in the squad, haven't we? First off,
goalkeeper.
We're looking for a goalkeeper there. We've already talked about, really, we think Liverpool will be looking for a left back.
Yeah.
So we're going to go left back. Are we going to go for another centre back?
No, I think the centre half is Matip and Gomez. It doesn't need to be registered, but obviously there's your four. You know, Gomez, Matip, Sacco, Lovren.
Yeah, let's move some of these around, man.
Should we put them up on the board, Gomez?
Yeah, put them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just to throw that in there, I genuinely don't think Wisdom.
Right.
I don't think Wisdom's going to be at the club next year.
Okay. So
Joe just likes to. He's like a marauding centre back, isn't he? He just
is, mate.
can't wait to get up the pitch.
He's got too much glue on his magnet. Is what the problem
He's just
is.
heavy. He's carrying a bit of weight. He's been injured. It's all right.
It's fine.
So I don't think Wisdom's going to be at the club next year.
Yeah.
So I think Wisdom doesn't go in, and I don't think Ilori will either.
So I'll tell you what. Let's put a bit of a depth chart up then. Okay, so we decided to put the depth chart up. It would have been great viewing, I'm sure, for you all to have seen us do that. It took much longer than you thought it would probably take as well, to be fair. Anyone, regular viewers who've seen us